laps early before handing over to young Gardner.
Another one of our race winners this year, the Aiken Porsche, came through a very, very good victory at Sebring. Really did an outstanding job.
Despite losing a couple of wheels, they managed to win the 12 Hours of Sebring. In fact, they had a wheel come off here in practice. You watch the number 6 car, the Camel Lights car of Charles Morgan and Logan Blackburn, obviously taking a beating today.
A little extra air getting in the cockpit there. I'm sure he doesn't mind it. He just doesn't want that door to go any further.
Another zigzag. Here comes Drake Olson. We'll try to give you an idea of the interval between Al Holbert and Drake Olson. Ryan P. Holbert, but I think he's car lap down.
Very terrible there. Moved over a little bit. Get very ear shot at going past. Very nice. Most of the drivers stay aware of it. Once you're into a 5th or 6th place situation, it's difficult to cruise, keep track on proper position, unless you've got a professional scorer. So you have to watch your mirrors very carefully. He obviously was aware of Drake coming up, knew he was a faster car, and he was in a lapping situation, so he just moved over and let it by.
Time beginning to run out before we expect the first of the scheduled pit stops from Drake Olson as well as from the leader, Al Holbert. We'll have to see the way they dice in the pits to see if Olson can close as much of the gap as possible on Holbert before he dives in for new rubber and gasoline.
Well, we're almost at the halfway point of this race. None of the major cars in the race have made a pit stop. Still got both Holbert cars out there, and Dyson is still out with the Bayside cars.
I find it very surprising that we haven't seen a pit stop as we approach the halfway point.
Very much so. I think the cool air, as well as benefiting the drivers from a comfort standpoint, may be fixing the motor and just increasing the efficiency.
Once more down the front straightaway, Drake Olson. Oh, and now there's your Camel Light leader. That's the number 70 car being driven right now by David Loring. He is running without a windshield.
A very good driver.
Oh, there is some ventilation of the worst kind.
He must be getting a brief taste of the air.
I imagine we'll see him black flag. It's got to be a fairly unsafe position. In fact, we see a yellow flag is now coming out, and Al Holbert is on pit road.
Well, talk about having perfect timing. Al coming in on a yellow flag situation is unbelievably good luck.
Somewhere on the course, David Loring has jettisoned his windshield. He is laying on the track somewhere because it's going to be a full course caution. We'll see the safety car come out, and here's another look at it.
Oh, look at that thing go up in the air.
As though shot from a gun. David Loring's windshield just explodes. Now here comes the 16 car onto pit road. Al Holbert is already there getting service. Let's go to Ron Kendrick, who's in the pits.
The Drake Olson car is on pit road. Drake Olson climbing out. Price Cobb ready to climb in. They take out the extra portion of the seat that Drake Olson needed to make sure that his feet got down to the throttle and the clutch. Tires going on the car, fuel going into the car, the windshield getting a good cleaning. A little bit earlier we were told that Drake was having some driving problems simply because the windshield was covered with oil. Now they have a chance to do that under a yellow flag condition, a chance to clean the windshield. Drake Olson helping Price Cobb cinch up the straps. The door is closed. And a rather hot and tired looking Drake Olson comes back and sits back on the wall. That car is away in 42 seconds.
Excellent stuff.
But long behind, the leader, Al Holbert, who is driving this race solo. No driver change. That allowed Al Holbert to get in, get his servicing, and get back out. He is way out in front once again. Frenzied activity here on pit road. Everyone stopping under the yellow. The Jaguar number 44 of Chip Robinson was in. We see the BF Goodrich number 68 car coming in. The Paula Barilla number 86 car come in. And that will jiggle.
I just want to make a note here, too. I just noticed something at the end of pit lane. The Jaguar, the Bayside car, did not make it out before the pace car went by. This will put them one lap down. Now we've got Derek Bell in the pits, and I believe he is going to suffer the same misfortune, and he will go one lap down as well because of this incident of holding the cars up before the pace car can get by.
So that will really scramble the order here. We'll have to get official confirmation of...
Look at how hard they're working that windshield. There must be a fair bit of oil thrown around today. Too earlier. When you're following cars very closely, you get a tremendously fine spray of oil out the exhaust pipe. And it's going to coat the windshield. When you head into the sun, it's just about impossible to see through.
There's a great irony in that because if you remember from the top of our show, it was oil on the windshield that affected the race last year, knocking the Jaguar out of contention. Let's go down to Ron Kendrick in the pit road.
All right. right, we're with Drake Olson, who has just climbed out of the car number 16. Drake, you took off like a rocket shot. Everything must be working very well on that car.
Yeah, everything's really working well on the Dyson car right now. Unfortunately, now I know what Brian Redmond felt like at this event last year, because I got absolutely greased by a Camel light car, and the last 20 laps, the vision was really limited. But everything's going fine. That little Ducati car spun in front of me. But really, the car is working great, and Price should have a good run now and be in good shape.
Okay, we'll take it back upstairs to Bob and Bill. Good luck to you.
Well, you can see Drake just grimace there and show his appreciation of the Mazda motor.
They are indeed loud. In fact, part of the reason we're racing here on Memorial Day, Monday, is because by local ordinance, you cannot start a racing engine in Lime Rock, Connecticut on Sunday. You're watching the number 16 car, Price Cobb, now at the wheel. Everybody enjoying the racing here. We'll be right back after these words. We're back live here on ESPN at Lime Rock, Connecticut, and we are still under caution as crews continue to sweep the glass off the front straightaway. David Loring's Camel Lights car lost its windshield, and it's being cleaned up now. At the halfway mark, 75 laps. Here's the way the race has gone. Al Holbert, the leader for 7 laps, has been taken over from Drake Olson, who led all of the previous ones. The race has been very fast thus far, an average speed up around 100 miles an hour. And there's a good look at a car that, frankly, we expected a whole lot more out of. That's the number 52 Corvette GTP car. Cyril Vandemerva and Doc Bundy share that car. We talked with Doc Bundy about what it takes to wear one of these cars, what you have to drive one of these cars, and what you have to wear. And here's that feature now.
Driving the modern GT prototype race car is a great deal harder than simply just getting into the car and trying to make it go fast. In the interest of safety, the drivers are carefully protected, but this adds an additional strain to driving. The heat and the weight of these items really make it difficult on the drivers. With the help of Doc Bundy, driver of the Chevrolet Corvette GTP car, we'll see exactly what is involved. Doc barely has any protection and gets on weighing 164 pounds. To this, we're going to add a long Nomex suit, getting Doc ready for bed, a double or triple layer driving suit over top, again, to keep fire away from the driver. At the bottom of the suit, we add special boots. These are fireproof and comfortable, and then our helmet goes on the top, a careful, well-designed helmet. Underneath this helmet, we're strapping on a collar here, something to help us in a long race just to relieve neck tension. Now, as we have our driver totally outfitted, we can see that we have added 12 pounds to the driver's weight, but we have an associated problem of heat. And what do we do to take care of this heat problem? To get rid of this heat, we have a system that was designed with the help of NASA, and it's called a cool suit. These tubes actually pump a cooling fluid around a driver through his chest, and a little skull cap that fits underneath the helmet goes back into a pump system and cools this fluid once again. Here's Doc putting the suit on over top of the cool harness itself and the little cap on top. He has to be careful zipping the suit up, not to get the radio wires tangled up, and you can see it really can be a very involved process just to put the clothing on. He's totally protected at this point. He's almost ready to get back in, but now we need the fireproof gloves once again. A soft leather palm for a good grip on the steering wheel, a fireproof backing, and that all-important helmet goes back on with the collar. This collar is very, very important in a long race, as the G-forces that the modern GTP cars can put out really put a strain on a driver, and it turns out to be a very important part. Doc.
Pit road, the number 52 Corvette GTP of Doc Bundy is back. It came smoking into the pits. It's up on jacks now, and there's obviously a problem with that car. We mentioned that we expected more of it. The Corvette is a car that's won 3 poles already this year and won a race at Road Atlanta. The original Corvette GTP, that is, was destroyed in a disastrous crash that you saw here on ESPN in Riverside, California. This is a new car. Doc Bundy told me before the race they're having to relearn all of the problems with the car, to work out each of the kinks all over again. They qualified no higher than 10th, and I think you saw the problem sitting right there on the pit floor.
That was the smoke, without question, and unfortunately, he did not get out of the pits in time. Look at the marshal there saying, whoa, you cannot go out. And there's another lap lost. He must have run over something that cut that tire and put it up into the fiberglass, and there was the smoke again from the rubber rubbing on the fiberglass. Hopefully no mechanical problems. What a frustrating point right here to have to sit. You see the field going by and you think, no, just 2 or 3 seconds earlier, I could beat that car. Be around the track chasing the back of the field. Got a replay just showing what happens here.
Going down the front straight, Doc Bundy suddenly lights up the tire and it begins to smoke. Well, we thought, frankly, it was more serious than that. That looks almost like a turbocharger problem, but it's apparently just body work and rubber. Doc Bundy is back out, but he is a lap down.
Well, that's good. This car, as we said, it's really a very great disappointment today because, quite frankly, I thought it would probably be on the pole. This is a track very much to Cyril Vandermeer's liking. He's a spectacular, flamboyant driver. He loves to throw a car around and use a lot of power. And Lime Rock will reward you if you do it properly. But for some reason, none of us are able to watch. The Corvette just hasn't performed well here in qualified 10s. It just hasn't been in contention today at all, and it certainly doesn't give any indication of what you need.
So the field comes back down. The pace car has moved on to pit lane, and the green flag is back out. We're racing once again at Lime Rock. Quickly, Al Holbert jumps out into the lead, being chased by the Jaguar of Chip Robinson, Drake Olson of Porsche, and Paulo Varilla in another Porsche 962. So the field is closed up. There is your leader, Al Holbert.
Well, that was Price Cobb in the Dyson Porsche. He certainly didn't waste any time at all passing the Bayside car in the front straight. A little bit of smoke out of Al's car there. That's something pretty hopefully anything serious. Just a couple of puffs. No, it looks fine. The Belgian flame out the exhaust. In no way means there's an engine problem. What happens when the turbocharger starts spinning so quickly that they pump raw fuel right through the motor? You can't use all the gas that's available. This fuel actually gets into the exhaust pipe, and it's just a temperature thing. Looks spectacular. Looks frightening at some point, but not at all dangerous to the car.
The extra frame of white around the windshield of Al Holbert's Porsche. They evidently expected bright sunshine here. It gives him the extra shade. You can see clearly in the glare here at Lime Rock. Now Ron Kendrick is standing by in Al Holbert's pits. What's the story, Ron?
Kevin, the cars are running very well. What are they telling you about the two cars?
Well, so far, the guys are real happy with the chassis, and tires are going good, so we hope to go to the end with both cars and finish just about where we're at now.
It's rather warm down here. What are they telling you about track conditions?
The track's not so bad, but the drivers are quite hot. They both wanted drinks, and we're running the whole session with one car, or one driver per car, so it's a tough session for the drivers.
Okay, cars currently running, both of them running on the top.
There is your leader, Al Holbert. Kevin Doran, whom you just talked to. In his first year as crew chief for Holbert Racing, a high-pressure job that must be.
It sure is, and this brings up an interesting point. A number of the cars in the race, like the Dyson car, for example, are using two drivers, and yet here, Al Holbert and Derek Bell are both driving sole races. They have no relief. It doesn't matter how hot or how uncomfortable they are. They have to just stick it out.
Once again, a little puff of tire smoke there from the left rear of Al Holbert's car on the lead.
Just driving so smoothly. What a master. Really beautiful to watch.
Price Cobb following in the Dyson Racing Porsche, presently shown in third place. Shadows beginning to grow long here at Lime Rock, Connecticut. We're live on ESPN, and we'll be back with more coverage of the Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix after these words. Quickly, let us update your scoring. Al Holbert continues to lead. Price Cobb now following the number 16 Porsche second. Derek Bell, Al Holbert's teammate, is in the second Holbert Racing Porsche in third place. There you see Derek Bell. One lap down is the 44 Jaguar with Bob Tullius at the wheel, and Bob Wallach, the 86 Porsche, follows. But moments ago, going down the front straightaway, the Dyson for first place was tremendous.
Here's a replay of our pass now, Bob. Derek's car, look at it squig a little bit, they're braking, getting inside, a little sideways, and there was almost contact between the two cars. The same basic chassis, but Derek's car is set up a little bit different. Oh, now here's a real unfortunate break. The Bob Earl Pontiac Fiero, the GTP light car, which has really been such a spectacular new automobile this year, obviously got some serious problems. There's smoke or steam coming out of that. Although the car, we can hear it, it's still running, but it doesn't really look encouraging at this point for a class win.
The car built by Spice Engineering in Europe for Pontiac, destined to be a customer car, came out with a spectacular splash after two races with mechanical problems. One, its very third race here on ESPN at Laguna Seca, followed with another victory at Charlotte, both times with Bob Earl at the wheel. Spectacular success in engineering to win only its third race out, but they've got problems now. Meanwhile, back up on the point. Here's Derek Bell running in second position now.
Yeah, and you can see a cat just in front that he really wants to get by.
Making his way through traffic. That's the number 44 Jaguar, now being driven by Bob Tullius, team leader of Group 44. Derek Bell started that car 13. He is now up to second place.
Oh, now that hurt a little bit right there. Going through the S, turns 2 and 3. He just got blocked up. Oh, geez, almost forced off the track there by Don Bell in the GTP light car. That was very close to losing it.
Derek Bell out of Pagham, England, 44 years old.
Boy, if you don't think that gets your heart going when that happens. There you got your foot in an 800 horsepower coming alive, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute, you don't really want this piece of track.
Got to look at the number 16 car, Price Cobb running third. Big traffic on the front straightaway now.
See all these cars just popping and bouncing down the straight. Tremendous. The rear wing sometimes looks so fragile on these cars, yet actually they're very strong pieces. But the amount of flexing and bending and bouncing it takes, it really shows you how hard it is to drive one of these cars.
Derek Bell looking for a way around Bob Tullius. We're getting word now from Indianapolis. It is still raining, but no decision has been made yet about whether or not they will call it for today. Keep you posted. Well, right here with us for live coverage of the Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix. We've got a good one.
Yeah, in my mind, we're seeing a much better race in the Indy 500 anyway, Bob. I've always been partial. Although you couldn't tell that, could you?
Well, any race is better than no race, but we've got a doozy going on right here. There is Derek Bell.
This is great. We've seen so many good battles, and here's another that just keeps continuing.
Derek duck inside this time down the front straight. He takes a look at it. He's taking a shot at it.
Oh,
And he's got it.
you see that sheet of paper between the cars there?
Couldn't have fitted it.
I can still read the name Lowendrau, so I guess it's all right.
A lot of cars going home with somebody else's paint on their fenders. Great close racing here at Lime Rock. Derek Bell, now Bob Tullius rushing up behind, says he wants that lap back.
I think we're going to get another look at it here in a moment. We're just going to rewound and try and show you just a perfect pass. Derek follows in the slipstream of the Jag, and just before we get into a braking area, duck outside and leave your foot on the gas. Wait for the Jag to brake, and there, right alongside, just brake one car length closer to the corner, and you got a perfect pass. Couldn't have done it better.
Derek Bell making his way around in second place. The boss man, Al Holbert, is up in first. A tremendous number of racing miles on this chassis.
Oh, it's unbelievable. When this car first came out, it ran into problems and made problems, and people wondered, gee, is this going to carry on the Porsche name? Is it really going to be a strong car? But it has proven to be an absolutely fantastic chassis. Really incredible. And still to date, no one has built a better car. This has been around for a number of years.
Derek Bell making his way around, passing at will now.
What a driver Derek is. He has so much experience and so much talent as well. Certainly don't need to overlook that. He's a brilliant, brilliant driver.
20 years of world-class racing experience. Watching in action here at Lime Rock. Derek Bell has driven Formula One cars, lots of open wheelers. And there is your leader, Al Holbert. He chooses his co-drivers very carefully, I can assure you.
Well, he really couldn't ask for a better one than Derek. He is everything you ask for. He saves the car. He's a gentleman, too. He's delightful to deal with. Oh, I think we got an incident in the front straight here.
Front straightaway.
Shedding some body work out here. As the Porsche motor is serenely on. Yeah, there we go. That's what's left.
I think that's the number 9 Camel Lights car.
That's the Deborah Gregg
Dominic
car.
Dobson and Deborah Gregg.
Maybe this is something going on that we don't know about. These people are just tired of being hot in their cars. They want to increase their cooling. Might be a whole new theory.
A lot of action off of that turn. You see where the dirt is. You've seen cars go off all day long. That time, I believe Dominic Dobson put a wheel off and had to follow with the rest of the car. Curiously enough, passed up the pit straight, though, and is making their way around. Showed Deborah Gregg still in that car, but I believe she has been relieved by Dominic Dobson.
Well, again, it doesn't look like there's any damage. You can look at that aluminum substructure, although one side of it is down just a tiny little bit on the driver's. That's the right-hand side of that front end piece. But it looks fine. I don't think it'll be difficult at all to get another nose piece on. No, it looks like it's just minor damage. I think just a quick hammering, they should be back in business. It's amazing. Just this little bit of a respite will give the driver a real psychological uppance. You get the adrenaline flowing because you're going off track and think, oh my heavens, what am I doing out here in the grass?
watch the Greg Dobson Porsche Tiga making its way onto pit road. Everybody's enjoying themselves here at Lime Rock. Stay with us. We'll be right back. There is Al Holbert maintaining his lead. 27 now out of 96 laps after taking over from the Dyson Racing Porsche of Drake Olson. Olson has now been relieved by Price Cobb, but Al Holbert is driving solo and driving well.
Well, I think he wants to follow the Dyson example of last week. We had our first double winner in the 1986 Camel GT season. And Al Holbert, who normally just steamrolls the competition, this year has had more than his share of problems. He's very happy at this point. He's got his cars running first and second, but he really wants to win this race. He wants to get back on the winning track. And it's important not for himself, it's for his own psychology, but to get the crew back into the habit of winning and maintaining their usual perfect efficiency. They're such a brilliant crew.
We're in round 9 of the IMSA Camel GT Series for this year. Last year, Al Holbert dominated the series, taking 9 victories in 17 races. The victories have come slower and harder this year.
Yeah, I think he just demoralized people last year. He was so perfect. Nothing would ever go wrong. Winning 50% of the races is almost unheard of.
Well, speaking about domination, here is Al Holbert being followed by teammate Derek Bell, and it is a 1-2 Holbert Racing sweep at this point.
This will be interesting here. I think normally Derek would be told to stay in second place because Al is the team leader. But if Al feels that he's experiencing any sort of problems at all, he would wave Derek past, and it would be strictly up to him if this happened. This would not be Derek's choice.
100 laps down, 50 laps remaining here at Lime Rock. Bob Barsha, Bill Adam with you. Ron Gedrick is down on pit road. There you see the gap between first place Al Holbert and second place Derek Bell. Both driving Porsche 962s for Holbert Racing out of Warrington, Pennsylvania.
It's almost like having a ghost in your television picture. Here you get the 2 cars. You just have to watch for the headlight covers. Derek's car has the blue covers, the one that's on the screen right now. That's number 1. Number 1 running number 2.
There was much speculation earlier this year that the extra weight added and taking the turbo boost controls in an effort to hamper the Porsches, slow them down a little bit, make IMSA Camel GT Racing more competitive, was in fact endangering the cars. But I spoke with Porsche veteran David Hobbs, who now drives for the BMW team, and Hobbs told me, don't worry about the Porsches. They have a way of coping.
They definitely do. It seems that anytime anyone gets close, they just unveil one more of their magic solutions, and the cars are dominant again immediately. But to talk about a car being potentially more dangerous with the addition of 100 or 150 pounds, no, I don't believe it either. You could add that easily by having a very heavy driver. And there was one a number of years ago who ran the IMSA series. It was very heavy, and they actually had to change the seat for when he went for pit stops. Now, there were no problems because of that. I can't honestly believe that 100 pounds would make a difference.
There's number 14, Al Holbert, who debuted the Porsche 962 in Camel GT Racing around 1983. Didn't win too much in the early going, but last year came back to 9 out of 16 races, 9 of 17, tying an IMSA record for single-season victories. And should he hold on, this will be his second victory of 1986, and it will also make Al Holbert all-time leader in IMSA Camel GT victories with 42.
What an incredible job he just continues to do. You keep thinking that Al is going to slow down, or Al will do this, or Al will do that. Mr. Holbert just comes out and wins and wins and wins. And he gives all of us a target to shoot for. If anyone was asked what he would like to drive for, I almost guarantee that you would have Al Holbert car as one choice. Holbert Racing is the be-all and end-all of racing. No one is better.
There is the Corvette GTP making its way around the S's. Sarah Vandermerger and Doc Bundy sharing driving chores today.
That is such a beautiful car.
Owned by Rick Hendrick of NASCAR Winston Cup fame.
This is a car that I think ultimately will prove to be very, very good challenge to afford. And it's like the first year that the 962 made its appearance in the Camel Series. It did have problems. It had transmission problems, and it had this problem and that problem. And I think this is what's taking place with the Corvette right now. They've got a brilliant chassis designed by Eric Broadway of Lowell Thing. And the bodywork, I think, is carefully done over at General Motors. Very strong power plant. Good shot there of Sarah Vandermeer, one of the Corvette drivers on the street. Whoops! Doc is dropping a couple of wheels on the third there. Don't do that, Doc. But But the car, once they get their problems sorted out, it's an unbelievably fast car, and it's a very comfortable car. Very, very nice to drive, and all of the drivers have spoken very highly of it.
As we mentioned, it is a very new car, replacing the one that was destroyed at Riverside, and the team having to work its way through the various handling and suspension problems created by the car that is so powerful. It's estimated this car can turn 1,000 horsepower, and that creates totally different problems for those who have to keep the car maintained. In an effort to tell you a little bit more about how these IMSA Camel GT cars work, IMSA, the International Motors, present a track pass.
The Lime Rock racetrack has a peculiar and dangerous part of the track in a rising turn 4. The race cars like this GTP Porsche actually crest this rise at a speed approaching 140 miles per hour, and because the very abrupt change actually have a tendency to take off. These wings are now designed to keep the front ends of the cars firmly planted on the ground as they crest this rise, hopefully making for a much, much safer race.
Well, I can promise you the rest of us are a little bit more interested in what's going on here. We've got a lot of great racing to come at Lime Rock, and we'll be back right after this. Lime Rock, where during our commercial message, Derek Bell running in second place, the leader Al Holbert stopped in the pits, and we have word that there are electronic troubles with that Porsche 962. There you see Price Cobb in the Dyson Porsche number 16, who is now up into second place by our calculations. Derek Bell about a lap and a half down to the leader. There you see Bell motoring around this Lime Rock 1.5-mile course. He is approximately a lap and a half down to the leader, Al Holbert.
Well, I'm not sure how much time he is behind the Price Cobb team, but you're certainly going to see a display, a real show of performance here. This is putting Derek in just a perfect possession for the fans, because he knows he's behind. He knows what he has to do. He's an experienced driver with a wonderful car behind him. He can do it. You'll see him just biding his time here. Doesn't want to try one of those dangerous passes into this corner, but certainly getting a run. May try a pass along this straight. Yes, he is. He's going to try and get inside. Not enough steam. Just can't quite do it. Tuck behind. See if we can do it. Ron, I think you got a story in that number 1 car.
The car had been backfiring the last couple of laps around the course, and the car is now backfiring again. They had changed the ignition box when they made the quick pit stop. They thought that was going to cure the problem, but listening to him go down the front straightaway doesn't sound like it worked.
Okay, we're getting reports that Derek Bell has been calling for a new ignition box for about the last 3/4 of an hour. He apparently has got one now, but it doesn't seem to be solving his problem. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Still, he's making his way through this field in great shape.
Well, you almost saw the makings of a disaster right there. The last corner, the downhill right-hander, very, very fast, leading onto the start-finish straight. Derek dropped left rear wheel right off the track, and it really slammed that car. You can see it just took a violent jolt there. It very easily put the car sideways across the track. Here we are. This is the spot, right where it happened, last lap. Just the exit of that corner. Up, little wiggle there, but at least he kept the car on the pavement. No problems that time.
Derek Bell with some clear track in front of him. He tries to make his way back up into the top 3 positions. Al Holbert continues to lead. Price Cobb now showing second place. There you see Derek Bell making his way through the wide S's. Sharp left-hand turn. Up into the zigzag. Whoa, little jerk of the rear end there. Perhaps getting too much power in when he wasn't expecting it.
Well, he's breaking his rhythm right now. It's something that's very difficult to do. Oh, look at this. Just, frustrating. I can hear him talking about that one in his sleep. Just trying to get out of that rhythm. You've established a very set pattern of running hard, but now all of a sudden you've got to try and run even harder. You're going in a little deeper to the corner. You try and get on the gas a little bit sooner. Look at this. Oh, geez, spectacular. He is right on the edge of traction. He's using everything that car will give him. Incredible performance.
There is Derek Bell using all of the racetrack here at Lime Rock, trying to make up for time lost to an ignition problem. Number 1 Daytona 24 Hours winner.
Well, he's putting on a show for the fans right now. This is beautiful to watch. This is what the people come for. See real world-class talent. Using a car like this. There's 800 horsepower. See the car. Whoa. You saw the car get light coming over the riser. That's the first car I've seen do that today. What it means is he's carrying a tremendous amount of speed into that corner, and the drivers, 201, have decided they have to just back off that last little bit. Look at this. What a show. Derek is really doing incredible things out there with this car.
As the car goes by, you can hear it misfire. I think we'll have a replay of that. Now, we've heard that this has been going on all weekend.
Now, look at this. The front wheels are right off the ground. 140 miles an hour on his rear wheels only. You don't want to do the wheelie at that point, Derek.
I mentioned during qualifying, cars were coming over there regularly with front wheels in the air, 3 wheels in the air, even all 4 wheels in the air. Most of them seem to have gotten that under control, but Derek Bell is showing us that you can still push your car to the very limit and go airborne. Word from the pits now is that there was a wire harness in the ignition system that was causing problems with the ignition box moving about, giving Derek Bell fits. I hope he's got it securely tied down now, because Derek Bell is absolutely motoring around Lime Rock.
Well, he's putting on a show. This is something it's important for me as a driver. I don't have to sit back and criticize and say, oh, geez, he made a mistake and he's not going very well. But I love to watch a performance like this. This is just beautiful. Really a world-class athlete doing his best.
There is your Camel Lights leader, David Loring, once again with a windshield firmly in place. See Derek Bell absolutely waxing David Loring in that Camel Lights car. There is no time for dawdling around now. We're getting into the waiting laps here at Lime Rock. There's 150 laps. Challenge for Camel GT cars. David Loring making his way around. Still on top in Camel Lights. You see some of the debris from that windshield change flapping in the breeze as he roars down the front straightaway. That's a Mazda GTP machine, Mazda powered car. Once again, in the S's. Mazda Power has dominated this class for a number of years using their unique Wankel engine, a 2-rotary engine. We understand that there is a 3-rotary engine coming. Insert up at the law this year. Certainly be seen on Camel GT tracks before too long. Extra power for the Camel GT from the Mazda engine builders. David Loring driving with Pierre Honecker today. Longtime IMSA campaigner. Is once again Derek Bell.
Look at this car, still bouncing down the straight. It's taking a hammering. This has got to get to Derek because he's run at such a hard pace for so long. It's got to start physically wearing him down. Now, he's in extremely good shape. He plays a great deal of tennis. He runs regularly, and he eats very, very carefully. He only eats... Oh, no, he hit them. Oh, geez.
Now that is the Whitney Gant Bob Lobenberg Buick Hawk. You saw Derek Bell get underneath, and there was severe contact.
There was a real shower there, I think, when the 2 wheels made contact. Now, hopefully, this isn't going to be bad. I don't know what happened there, whether... I can't even tell who's in the car. Oh, jeez.
Now, Ken Madron originally listed in that car. Bob Lobenberg, we understand, has stepped in. He just got a real welcome there from Derek Bell.
It appears that the impact has been right on top of the wheel itself, so the sparks definitely would have been from the wheel. Hopefully from the central hub, which is steel, rather than the wheel itself, which is aluminum or a magnesium alloy. A spectacular. Derek charging through the field there. We're going to have a replay. Now let's just see what happened here. Entering a very tight left-hand corner, Derek dives to the inside, tries to get underneath. Oh, and there we got it. It looked like the bracing underneath the nose was the piece that made contact with the pavement. The wheel itself was not touched, and that's good news. It means there's no problems with the car itself.
Now here's the 46 car. There's apparently a problem with the Full County Racing Buick Hawk. Making his way into the pits, saw that Derek Bell actually rammed the nose of the Porsche underneath the left rear of the Buick. And it seemed to me as though Derek Bell's car took the worst of it. And Buick is on pit road. We're back out to Derek Bell. There you see him. I see some damage to that right front nose.
Yeah, he's heading down the straight, but the nose itself doesn't seem to be flexing. You can watch it as it's coming towards you, and it's maintaining a constant distance. See that the left and right corners are both the same distance off. Let's go to Ron. He's down in the 46 pit right now. Ron?
Well, it appears that most of the damage to the car was on the opposite side from where we can see from pit road. They're doing work on the left-hand side of the car. We notice a small crack across the nose piece. The right-hand side of the car just doesn't look that bad, but they continue to work on it to get him back into the race.
All right, thank you, Ron. Just getting a quick windshield clean there. That's something that'll be greatly appreciated. As the sun's starting to sink lower and lower in the sky, visibility will be going down.
We're working lap number 117, 118 of a scheduled 150. Lots more racing still to come here at Lime Rock, and we'll be right back. Back live at Lime Rock, where Derek Bell's continuing in 5th place, but he was losing more pieces off the right front of the car after that brush with the Bob Lovenberg Buick. Have to monitor his position. There you see Derek Bell, more damage to that right front.
Well, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a few more pieces fly off, just because there's bound to be something cracked in here, a few shreds from fiberglass. But again, I don't think it's a real structural problem. That nose piece looks very, very solid. And the leading edge of the nose, the real critical part here, something that gives you the downforce, that itself hasn't been damaged at all. It's only directly over top of the wheel. Look at that. You see Derek just blocked a little bit of smoke as if blocking the left front brake as he goes into that corner. He's continuing to press hard. He's charging with this car. Really great job right now.
Derek Bell sprinting around the Lime Rock circuit, hoping to get himself back into the top 5 positions, top 4 position, currently shown as being 5th. He was running 2nd to Al Holbert, but ignition problems forced him to pit to get the wiring harness fixed. He's now got a healthy car, but after that run-in with the Buick Hawk and Bob Lovenberg, he's got some cosmetic damage, and it may become worse as the race goes on.
Well, this is fun to watch. I would pay money to come and see this. There's not very many places that I would do that.
Back in there as Derek Bell fights the slow and brown Porsche around the Lime Rock circuit. An exciting display of World Championship race driving by Derek Bell of Pagham, England. You see the sun beginning to shine as rubber builds up on the racetrack in the far corners. Starting to get some glare. That's got to be acting on these drivers as well.
You can watch when Derek is under braking. He is right on the edge of the track. And that means he's not leaving any margin of safety. If the car does decide to pull one way or the other, it's absolutely disastrous for him. But he is on that edge. Just pushing as hard as he can, staying right on it, doing all the braking, cutting at the apex, so he's got all of the track to use up.
Getting a tremendous backfire as Derek Bell drove by our announced position here at the start-finish line. We're told that there is no problem. He's making his way along. Now here is your leader, Al Holbert, diving down into Big Bend, turn 1 at the end of the front straight here at Lime Rock.
Lots of traffic up here. Al has driven really amazing. Again, he's almost so smooth that he goes unnoticed. You don't think someone is going quickly when they're that smooth. He's glasses. Derek, you see by example, he's pushing harder, but the back of the car has a little slide, locks up the brakes a little bit more in the corner. He's really driving very hard. Al is just almost speeding the car in the corners. He's talking.
Al Holbert blowing by traffic, averaging just over 97 miles an hour, as you see. Whoa! Well, once again, that's the 01 Camel Lights car. Don Bell, Jeff Klein entry.
Well, I guess he enjoyed it so much before when he got some pressure in there that he decided he wanted to do it again.
Now that he's driving over the nose piece of his car, that just won't work.
Here is something. Look at that. The right front wheel is actually on top of the fiberglass. If this doesn't wear through in the heck of a hurry, he's going to struggle now.
See it starting to break up.
I hope it does break up because he's going to find that the car just will not turn left very well.
Jeff Klein with Buick Argo has had a rough time today with body work on that car. Racing line, be careful to let traffic by, but this is going to get worse. No. Oh, now the debris is in the middle of the track.
Hopefully that slid off to the outside. We got the Corvette back in the fifth here.
There is a piece of debris off Jeff Klein's Mazda Argo Racer, Buick Argo Racer that is. He has still got a piece holding up his right front wheel, however. I'm amazed he can stand that car.
Well, it's very difficult at this point because he's obviously only got half of that rubber working in the front end, and he really has to be careful. If he tries to go too quickly, the car will push, just like if you drive your car on snow or ice. It doesn't want you further forward.
That could put him smack in the way of oncoming traffic.
Spectacular sight here. I think he's going to be getting a ticket for air pollution. He
car. By my rough calculations, that'll be their third of the day.
It reminds me of a race we had years ago with the Jaguar team up in Charlotte where we went through 4 nose pieces.
Victory on this car already this year. Don Bell drove it to a win in the first all Camel Lights race held in Miami, Florida early this year. And there is your leader, Al Holbert.
Continues just to roll along here, just so fast. Look at that car, not a mark on it, but notice on the front end, you're seeing a fair bit of black, and that's oil that's coming from the competitors as he's going up the pass for a lap. And what you don't see is that the oil that goes on the windshield. Now, with the sun getting low, look at the glare, even off that pavement right there, where you can imagine what the driver is seeing. Oh, now there it is. Just saw the Holbert car pass the RC car. Still trouble here. There's something wrong. I think they might be wise to try and change a couple of tires. That's Don Bell sitting in the tires.
Don Bell is in the car. He has got problems. You see him shaking his head. It's going to be a while before he gets back on the track. But we'll be back. Al Holbert remains your leader at Lime Rock. At Lime Rock Park in Connecticut, where you see the number 16 Dyson Racing Porsche, Price Cobb at the wheel, presently showing in 6th position in this 150-lap Camel GT race. Price Cobb out of Dallas, Texas, came late to the Dyson Racing team. The first time he got in this car, he said he had personal problems about whether he could even handle it. He thought, do I know how to do this? This is more car than I have ever driven before. He said Rob Dyson and co-driver Drake Olson said, don't worry, Price, you can do it. And in fact, he did. Co-driving to victory in a street race in Columbus, Ohio late last year. Then Cobb has picked up 4 victories in 3rd place in Camel GT competition. He's one of plenty of race drivers on this series.
It was nice. Price had his baby girl victory stand out at Laguna Seca. Right? Very important moment.
Nicole, his wife Lisa. Price, a Dallas Texan, somehow falling in with a group of New England Yankees in the Dyson Racing team. The entire team lives within 10 miles of each other. Drake Olson of Bridgewater, Connecticut. Rob Dyson is home in Poughkeepsie, New York. Not a single German engineer on the staff maintaining this Porsche.
Has to be something wrong there. I almost refuse to believe that. Maybe there's something hidden back home. They're not telling us about it.
Dyson says the only problem with Price Cobb is he can't always understand what he's saying. There you see him maintaining 2nd place. Behind Al Holbert, your leader. 3rd place right now, Bob Walling, number 86 Bridgestone Porsche. Eric Bell has moved up to 4th position. And Bob Julius in the 44 Jaguar is showing 5th. Once again, down the long, shimmering front straightaway here at Lime Rock.
Well, it's a good grid today. The Jaguars.
Now this doesn't...
No,
Jaguar
I guess
looks like it's taken a beating in the front end there.
You know, I think what this is, Bob, is that these headlight covers, because they're so thin, they can deform at very high speed. And when it sits in the pits, everything looks very smooth and flush, but the faster you go, the more they deform. This is twin pressure, actually forcing them in.
Here, the Jaguars had a less than successful season, no victories thus far. High hopes for that 12-cylinder screamer. Probably the most romantic sound in all of motorsports is listening to that 12-cylinder non-turbocharged Jaguar just goes screaming by.
Yeah, I have a very soft spot in my heart for those cars. Lucky enough in 1983 to win this very race with Brett Julius and my predecessor of the car that you're watching right now. There's Bob, smiling again. They're great cars, but Jaguar really have their hands full this year. They've increased the engine capacity now to 6.5 liters. But the cars that were designed by the very brilliant Lee Dykstra are going to go it alone. Lee is no longer part of this team, and I don't know if that necessarily bodes well for them. I think Lee is a very valuable part, very valuable man. Oh, gee, there's a spin.
Rob Dyson took a left cross and sent him spinning.
Bob Julius.
I beg your pardon, Bob Julius in the Jaguar.
Just as we talked about the car, and there we go. He's still running, so
Tried to control that spin, but it just got completely away from him. This is MES's making a sharp right-hander.
that was almost a tentative move that he was doing right there. He really didn't know whether to try and pass that GTP light or not, and got himself into a blind place. Here you're going to see it on the replay. Bob comes up to pass a light right there. He's inside. He should have gone in deeper into the corner, but no, he's not quite alongside. Tried to get on the brakes. He's on the back of the car, starting to go into a spin. And he just keeps the wheels dead straight, going around, and it looks like he's off the track. No damage at all. Not even any fiberglass on the front end. The piece that hangs so low. Look at this. The front end is still unmarked, and that's good. The aerodynamics are this fine in the car.
Old SCCA runner, 47 years of age, the leader of the Group 44 Jaguar effort. That will drop him probably another position down. As you see, I believe that's the leader, Al Holbert. No, it sounds like the Derek Bell car.
Yeah, getting a lot of popping and banging out here.
Get another look at it. In which case, the 44 Jaguar would have been put a lap down by the 4th place Porsche of Derek Bell. Cars beginning to string out. Show 2 cars on the lead lap at this point. The 14 Porsche of Al Holbert, the number 16 Porsche of Price Cobb. We're winding down. The shadows grow long here at Lime Rock. Just a dozen or so laps left here at Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix. We'll have the finish when we come back. Back in Lime Rock, Bob Barsha, Bill Adam, I remember you, and Ron Kendrick with you here at Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. There is your leader, Al Holbert, out of Warrington, Pennsylvania. Took the lead after 66 laps from Drake Olson, and since then has put on an absolutely workmanlike show of distance driving.
Well, he's been perfect. Not a wheel wrong. We haven't seen Al even get that car out of shape today. No sideways motion, no pushing off the track. Not even kicking up any dust. Sort of a boring item. This goes out and wins $20,000.
Workmanlike is what he is. In addition to being a champion race driver, he's also the director of Porsche Motorsport North America, in charge of developing all of Porsche's motorsports activities here in the United States. A lot of new cars to race in, new series coming out from Porsche under Al Holbert's guidance. He even does some test driving for them. And he also owns a Porsche Audi dealership in Warrington, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's quite a remarkable guy. He's come from a real racing background, too. First started racing Motorsport Canada. Bob Holbert, his father come there. And then it was only a short time later I watched Bob Holbert walked out, no cuts, scrapes, bruises, or anything. And I think that's where I learned to fall in love with the current GTP format. Remarkably safe cars, very fast, very spectacular, very nice.
In fact, Al's father, Bob, now works in his pit crew. Al says he's about the best pit strategist that he's ever come across, so always with the family, don't have to pay much, but not hire him on. That's handy. Al Holbert putting on a great demonstration today. The feeling of the crowd has been with the Dyson Porsche all day long, but right now they know they're seeing some tremendous race driving from this man, Al Holbert.
The shadows are getting longer here, and I'm sure the face of the competitor
One of the surprising elements have been in this race thus far has been the fact that Al Holbert and Derek Bell and a number of the other competitors block Al Holbert's lap to see what he's turning this late in the race. So few of the competitors have made more than one pit stop. Frankly, I find that kind of amazing. The reputation these cars have for tires.
Well, part of that reason, the cars will get a little bit better fuel economy here because of the nature of the track. There are no real long straights here where you're running with your foot flat on the floor for an extended period of time. Straight here with the corner is such that you're almost modulating your car. You're not flat on the floor, and you're just kind of feeling your way around the track, pushing down very gently. And this, of course, all translates into a great pilot. That's a great deal of it. The other thing is the cool air. We are experiencing very, very nice weather today for this race. Look at this, another perfect pass. Dangerous place to pass, and he just makes it look so easy.
Coming down to the start-finish line, we click our stopwatch, 52.3 seconds. Running a fairly solid 105.3 miles an hour.
Really amazing. I don't think he's varied very much off that pace today.
Al Holbert with about a half-lap lead on this 1.5-mile Lime Rock circuit over Bryce Cobb, Dyson Racing Porsche, who themselves have had a great run today. Drake Olson took the pace out furiously to the start. Worked very, very hard. Oh, whoa, that's somebody here. Let's see the two concerns. That looks like John Morton from the CFG car. Looks like John Morton out of California. Wears a white helmet with his name stenciled on the side. There's Bryce Cobb in the second place car. I started to say they've had a wonderful drive today.
Oh, another little hit with a Jaguar.
Bryce Cobb and Bob Julius getting together, and there's Derek Bell.
Can I get by here?
Bell being shown officially in fourth place, but his last name is higher than that. Separated those two. A bit of traffic there, so they race back to Bryce Cobb. There's Derek Bell.
Well, Derek has really put on a show today, and almost been the recipient of a very bad bump. I think we're going to get a replay of this here. We'll just get an idea of what happened. Okay, here's number 16, Bryce Cobb driving. Just coming up and just trying to go around the outside of the Jag, and in fact, it looks like it was actually Bryce's fault. Bob was on the inside of the track and didn't vary his line at all. But you see that
kind of leaned on him a little bit.
That's exactly what happened. No damage. The cars both continue. The Jaguar did make an exploratory stop, but it's okay.
And so Bryce Cobb continues his merry way with Derek Bell breathing down his neck here at Lime Rock. We'll be back with the checkered flag right after these words. Holbert continues to lead the Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix here at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. There you see him making his way past the VFG car, number 68. Al Holbert has just put on a masterful performance here at Lime Rock today, delighting a crowd of some 60,000 fans who have watched him take over this race. We have had but two leaders. Local favorite Drake Olson early. You see we have 5 laps remaining. And on lap 66, Al Holbert took over the lead and has never relinquished it. Has gradually stretched his lead despite a caution flag that bunched the field. Al Holbert is on his way to his second victory of 1986.
Well, this is rather nice. I'm quite pleased for Alan. Generally, you hope for the underdog, but he almost is in the position of being an underdog this year. There's not so much trouble with the car. He's improved. Are not at all characteristic of either Porsche or the Holbert Racing organization. He has driven with his usual brilliance. Things just haven't worked for him. So today, to get a strong finish like this, and with another car coming back to have an equally strong finish, it's really remarkable.
On the line today, in addition to prize money, is an award presented by the Norelco people for the outstanding driver performance of the day, as voted upon by the press. Bill Adam, who is your pick for most valuable driver of the day?
Well, since I'm not out there, I have to pick someone else, and I'm going to go to Jared Bell. He is so impressed with his abilities. He puts on a performance that I enjoy, that I can really appreciate.
I think I'll second that. I think Derek Bell will put on a performance that everyone can appreciate today. Al Holbert's co-driver Bell brought his car from 13th on the grid to 3rd place at present. Right now, Al Holbert, number 14 Porsche 962, is the man everyone is chasing.
Just continue to run like a proverbial train. Giving these cars a wide berth. Al knows this position. He's kept totally in touch with what's going on through the radio with his crew chief and probably his father too. All right, son, this is what you have to do. And he wants to keep it going, not really backed up too much because he doesn't have that comfortable a lead. And what's even more harmful is quite often when you do get off the pace you're running, you tend to relax too much. You really lose valuable concentration. Then it gets big. There's a lot of races lost on the last lap. The very last corner of the last lap. Al will not let this happen. Will continue to run, just reducing his pace very slightly and passing cars with a great deal of safety.
As Al Holbert makes his way down to the start-finish line, there will be 2 laps to go.
You can see the Jaguar at this point, Bob, is just staying right with him, and in fact, the Jaguar slows back up. That gives you an idea of just what Alan's doing. You watch, too, when he's passing cars. Look at the distance he puts between he and another car, with the exception of areas where the track is very narrow. So really give the cars away. He doesn't want to take a chance of any contact at all. You know, the slightest little thing work off or it could sever a brake line. Anything can happen. You want to avoid any possible action like that.
There is Bob Tullius in the Group 44 Jaguar. Through the uphill right-hander and onto the short back straight, or no-name straightaway, as they call it here at Lime Rock.
Generic straight.
A handful of outstanding drivers we've seen here today. A double handful. I'll find someone that they can make them straightaway after before too long.
Must be Bob Marcia straight. That sounds good.
If nominated, I will not run. I think Drake Olson probably could put his name on it. Another couple of years of driving here on the Camel GT circuit. Certainly here's a man with a claim to it, Al Holbert, who has mastered just about every racetrack in America with the Camel GT visits.
What a record his team has.
Just one lap to go. Al Holbert will break the career record for Camel GT victories.
Look at how careful he's being right here. All right, fellas, I'm behind you. Don't do anything to hurt me. Flags out there waving the blue flag. That's warning the competitors that there's a faster car approaching. It's dangerous to move over down the way.
Checkered flag is out. Al Holbert making his way down onto the front straight. The checkers is up. Al Holbert has won the Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix.
What an outstanding day for them. Absolutely perfect.
Making his way around on his lap of honor, Al Holbert out of Warrington, Pennsylvania, has won his second race of 1986.
Drake Olson crossed the finish line there in second place. I'm sorry, Price Cobb.
Drake Olson crossed it in the pits, and Price Cobb put the car across the finish line. It's difficult sometimes to keep track of who is driving the car at any moment. That now makes it 6 wins in 8 races on the 1980 IMSA Camel GT circuit for Porsche cars. Once again, they're on their way to a great, great year. And as the field slows down, you see Pete Halsmer in the 07 Ford following Al Holbert around the track. As Al Holbert makes his way to victory lane, Ron Kendrick will be standing by with the crew in order to get a few words from our new champion. In second place today, Price Cobb. In third place, Oliver Barilla and Bob Wallach in another Porsche. So it's Porsches 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Derek Bell coming in fourth place. We'll be back to talk with our winner, Al Holbert, in Victory Lane here in Lime Rock, right after these words from our sponsors. We're back at Lime Rock. There you see Al Holbert wins in a Porsche 962, followed by the team of Drake Olson and Price Cobb with a runner-up finish. After their debut victory at this racetrack last year, Oliver Barilla and Bob Wallach finished third in a Porsche, followed by the Porsche of Derek Bell and the Jaguar driven by Bob Tullius and Chip Robinson. You see Al Holbert getting out of his car in Victory Lane. Ron Kendrick is standing by, and he'll be talking with Al. Crew Chief Kevin Doran, for whom this has been a very difficult year, very high expectations on the Holbert Racing team. Kevin Doran now has his second victory of the year. Various members of the Holbert Racing Lowenbrow sponsored crew. Ron Kendrick now making his way into Victory Lane. Cramped quarters here at Lime Rock Park.
Thanks, Ron.
They won the 24 Hours of Daytona with one of the cars that was on the racetrack today, the one Derek Bell brought home in fourth place. Let's go down to Ron Kendrick in Victory Lane now.
Al, just a super run for you today. Once you took the lead, you took off.
Well, it looked that way, I guess. The car worked, and I hope we worked, learned some lessons from the last 2 races, and I'm pleased about that more than anything. I mean, I'm really happy to win for Lowenbrow and my team. Of course, they needed something. We've been quick enough, but not smart enough, and in the last couple of races, we made some mistakes on car setup, and the car was just super today on setup. Terrific.
We saw a lot of fender banging going on out there today. Were you involved in any of that?
No, praise the Lord. You know, it's just, that's typical here, and you just got to watch out. It made a whole different racetrack out of it towards the end. And, you know, had the Fords been able to stay strong, I don't know what could have happened. We lost part of our wing, one of the elements in our wing here.
How did the track hold up?
Oh, the track's super. This track's seasoned. You can't hurt it. A few years ago, you know, when they repaved, we had a few problems, but Lime Rock's a neat place, and I'm really pleased to see all the, you know, character here, and the new owners putting money into it and taking good care of it, and that's really rewarding for IMSA fans and IMSA competitors.
Al, congratulations to you and the entire team. Al Holbert, the winner here at Lime Rock.
Right, Al.
Thank you, Ron, and we add our congratulations to Al Holbert and the Holbert Racing Team. He led 81 of the 150 laps at a speed of 99.2 miles an hour. New race distance, so that will go into the books as a record. Time of the race, 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 49 seconds. Once more, you see Al Holbert driving to victory at the Lime Rock Camel Grand Prix, much to the delight of the Holbert Racing crew. And we hope you've enjoyed our coverage. Live coverage of the IMSA Camel GT from Lime Rock. For Ron Kendrick,